Okay, another day, another huge ass, you'll see, library haul, and another huge ass reading recommendations. Spoilers, I got the wrong Fantastic Four book again. And what sucks is I still have, like, I was rushing out of here. I still have this guy. So, I put him right in the returns. Well, not the returns, but, my, where I put the books that I would return, that pile. Can be kind of funny if you could just do it from your house. It'd sure save hell of a lot of time. Better off red one. All right, let's get on to it. Sorry. So this is the reason why I had a huge ass pile, and that's because American Vampire Omnibus, this book that's out of print, they had, and I was amazed because I didn't think they would. Number one, the book's out of print, and two, Interloans will say they have something. That's the, library game from other libraries. They'll say they have a book, they don't. Either because the library doesn't work with them, or just any other reason. The actual first series, book in this series of X'd Out. Second one was The Hive, which, spoilers, I liked. But you'll see a review on that later. And I was so distracted, I took these out already. Demon Slayer, the one manga that I wanted to read even before I was into manga. It was always one that was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I thought it was just a movie, like a movie first and the manga after. Not even that. I thought it was just like an anime. But every anime is a manga, I think, is what the criteria is, I guess you would say. Promethea Book 2. Never thought I'd be holding this in my hands. Along with, and this is definitely one I'd never see. I never thought I'd hold in my hands. Fables Book 3. Wonder Woman Volume 5 of 6. Well, I'm going to keep going, actually. Flash's Brian Azzarello's run. He only had 6 volumes of Wonder Woman, and someone else came in after. The person that came in after Azzarello, their run, I don't know if it's a girl or guy, so I say there. I don't know if their run is any better, but it didn't get good reviews. But I'm going to read it. I did the same for Batgirl, and I think, what was the other one? There's another one, I'll remember it after I upload this and feel stupid for not remembering. All-Star Batman, Volume 3 of 3. I'm saying of 3 because it's the last one. And it was good to the huge-ass pile I had, so I'll have to do one less book next time. I feel bad for, having that huge-ass. So this one is Last Stand of New Krypton, Superman. They didn't have, I should have asked them, they didn't have the Worlds at War one, which I think this is actually, that's a spin-off of this. I hope this is the first one. Sound off in the comments that this is the first volume, like actual first volume in this series. Like if I could read this as the first Last Stand of New Krypton. Because it seemed to be very confused. Like if it's part of this or part of that. Actually, the Last Stand, I should have realized. Yeah, that's how confusing comics are. They can be. I'll reread Seven Soldiers of Victory by Grant Morrison. The one Grant Morrison book I wasn't in love with at first. And I like it more the second time. A lot of these I gave a second chance to, and you can see. Volume 4 of Teen Titans by Scott Lobdell. You'll see a review on this. I will defend my case, I guess you could say. Alright, so which one next? Oh. Okay, wow. That's all the Interloans. The rest are all, the rest. Marvel 1602. Yet another book I never thought I'd hold in my hands, along with the spin-off series that they had. This is, New World / Fantastic, they spell it this way, 4. I guess if I couldn't get Ultimate Fantastic 4, the right one, I can get that one. I should have known, too. So the whole thing behind, is the right one or the wrong one. They say it's Volume 3, Negative Zone, the soft cover, whereas the hardcover. And the hardcover is 2 and 1. So basically that's Volume 5. That's like saying it's Volume 5. It's just kind of annoying because I'm going to forget a lot of what happened in it because I am not good at remembering certain things, And taking that long a break is even worse. Yeah, but my memory is not good. But it's not terrible. Like, I'll remember, I have to go all the way back to the beginning. No, but I'll forget certain details. Where's the other movie? It's already in here. And it's very unorganized. Yes, I know it was in here. We bought a zoo. I wasn't gonna get it originally because I thought it was very sentimental, and I realized I like movies that are really sentimental. I don't think it'd be too bad. There are movies that got way worse reviews, so it's Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is not the best place to look up reviews. And The Cable Guy. Always wanted to check this out, and completely forgot about the movie until recently. I don't know what brought it up. Oh, someone was doing like a reference in it. I think it was Memology. He does like little clips at the end to further prove his point, and they're always further proven. It almost doesn't need to do that because I already get the point, and it's like, yeah, thank you, point well made. Oh, American Vampire. I gotta remember where I left off. I think it was volume. I think it was issue 5. It was the last. Yeah. But yeah, I think you have that clip. Someone had a clip in it. There's a lot of memology type people, and they need to be on the site. Memology is a great YouTuber. He's referencing. I don't know. War song, exposing a lot of people. Like a lot of bad things are going on today, and thank you for your service, Memology. Yes, I guess that's all I needed to say. A U-Bell Blot book 2. Probably didn't get that one. I mean, I like it. It's a good series, but it's not one that I'm like, I need to get this right now, you know? The last one they have, a Blue Exorcist, I think. The manga is like flying off the shelves in my local library. In fact, the longest time, they did not have Assassination Classroom Book 1 and Book 2. And they didn't have Demon Slayer Volume 1, they just now had, which is really funny, because I just put in my... because this is not theirs. This is the Interloans, but they had their copy when I was there today, and I was like, whoopsie. So it wouldn't have been a big deal if it went away today. I had to call them and had to. I wish I had asked. So I got book 2 just in case. I almost wanted to get book 3 too. Hellsing book 4, and My Hero Academia book 6 are the only 2 mangas I'm only gonna have one at a time of because that's all I need. And then One Punch Man 6 and 7. My favorite manga so far. But time will tell for Demon Slayer on the other one. Okay, so that's it for that one, right? Is that it? Wow. Alright. Reading recommendations. I mean, that's it, I know, but like, I always think it was a huge, you should have seen it. I kind of, I've gotten in trouble, but they kind of like, oh, you shouldn't get so much. I'm like, it's fine. Like, if I'm tripping over myself, I'm fine, but I'm fine. One Punch Man, my favorite manga, and it's continuing. It's just so fast paced. This is reading recommendations now, and it's just so fast paced. You know, it's like I can always like if I only have 5 minutes to spare, but I want to read something, I can count on One Punch Man to be that 5-minute thing. Although the last 2 volumes, our first issue or first chapter was 87 pages, so it took a little bit longer. So always the one taking the quickest amount. Blue Exorcist was good. You know, if they don't have volume 13 and up, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, they didn't have anything. Even they don't have volume 14. I'm not gonna be that angry. You know, it's good. I like this series. It's just, I feel like with My Hero Academia, so I'll do a back-to-back review. Like, 2 in 1. I feel like that and My Hero Academia more than Blue Exorcist aren't going anywhere. They're just staying in this one place, I feel like, especially My Hero Academia. We've been in that, like, stages of the games for, like, how long? Like, I think 4 straight mangas. And that's books. Like, this size. 4 of these have been all the same thing, basically. And I know it's different people, but it's like, why? The Hunger Games, I know it's a terrible comparison, but it wasn't all just... All 3 books are not just the Hunger Games. No, they actually had to be after the games. I think now they're done with everything and they'll be back to normal, but back to actually going somewhere. But and maybe just being naive as to how manga is. But it's just one of those things that I'm like, why aren't we going anywhere? One Punch Man is going somewhere. It's actually going way too fast for me. I feel like at times, like I'm completely lost in where I am in One Punch Man. But I don't care. It's just that good, you know. I'll keep reading it. Maybe you'll have a previously on to catch me up. Hellsing was a bit better. It's always going to be that book that I don't care that I have to wait till next week to read. You know, because One Punch Man, I usually it takes me 2 weeks to read both, because one per week. But you know, one week. So it's never that one I'm like, oh man, I really wish I had two of them and two of them at once like I do for the others. No, it's one that I'm like, that's alright. Yeah, it's good as it is. You know, it's not like a terrible book by any means. It's a good book. I wouldn't have gotten it if it wasn't. But it's just there, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain stuff when I'm talking, what I mean. The Witch, what was it? No, it was not Witchfinder, that was Mike Mignola. It's a manga. It's the Witch Hunters. See, I can remember it. It's weird. Not what I'm going to continue reading. It was just like, it felt like it was too kiddish. It felt like it was written for kids. Because they'd say heck instead of hell, the violence wasn't that. And like not in a bad way, not in a good way either, like Pixar, where you can watch it as an adult and be just fine and like it still. But just like, I don't know. It wasn't even that. I don't know what it was. I just did not fall in love with the story at all. And I forgot to grab it this week, but I was like, you know what, the hell with that. I have enough to read as is. Although 4 of them I got a second volume of. Funny, I don't feel the need to do that for the interloans. Mainly because they would usually give me volume 4 before volume 3, and I had to wait an extra day or a week for volume 3 to come in. And I just have a book that I couldn't even read, you know, because it's not caught up. That's why I ended up doing that for the interloans. If you want to know that. U-Boat, another one that's just fine, you know. It's a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fast-paced. Definitely better than the 0th volume. The 0th volume, I almost dropped it, like, completely. But the first volume was a lot better. And it was towards the end of the 0th volume. Yeah, they had a volume 0. Tell me how that makes sense. Someone who doesn't know how comics work. I do, obviously. You should see my collection right next to me. I would do like a pan, but it's not gonna. Here, this is the best I can do. Nope. See? And then I have that. See? And I'm guessing my finger on the camera. I wish iPads you could switch when filming this on the iPad. I wish you could just flip it right over, but you can't. Alright, I want to continue. I'm doing a lot of Place Beyond the Pines. You know, it's one of those movies that I feel like I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite movies. But the second time I was like, is it really? Or was I just so shocked with everything that happened when I saw it the first time that it was more of a shock value than an actually good movie? But the more and more I think about it, it is a good movie, but one I only would want to watch once, but show to other people. Like I only got it this past time, because no one else in the family had seen it. They all hated it. So that should tell you all you need to know about how my parents and my sister and her boyfriend, who's living with us, he's living with us now because he can't pay rent. So, and which is fine with my parents because he helps around the house. So. He scratches their back and he'll scratch hers, that saying. But yeah, I wouldn't hate it. It should go to show what their tastes in media is like. But I can kind of understand it. I still liked it. But it's one of those movies I would only watch again if I was showing someone else it. I wouldn't watch it myself again. Respect. I was completely surprised by this movie. And I recommend it. I didn't think I would. I thought it'd be a total, like, shit show. And I only got it because of the fact that I was like, the hell with it. You know, it's free. And it's when I kind of wanted this, like, a small percentage of myself. And I will continue to listen to that percentage of myself. Because it's usually right. Like, conscious, probably. But for good or bad, whatever. For, like, media. How I'm going to feel about a book or whatever. But yeah, and it didn't have that. The best part about this movie is that it doesn't have that scene where the white man doesn't believe in the black woman and they're all saying racist things. No, there was nothing like that in the movie. In fact, one of the people that are the more supportive of her are white, and her dad is the one that kind of like pushes her around a lot, and like it's one of the conflicts in the movie is her relationship with her father, a black man, and it's like wow, a movie in 2021 that isn't afraid to show the truth. The one thing I had wrong with it is they really gloss over her like drinking problem. They just bring it up. Oh yeah, by the way, she has a drinking problem. Like, you should have introduced that a while ago. Why are we just learning about this now? Like it's like a tabloid thing. No, we're in the mind of Aretha Franklin. We're like with her, that's not how you do that. Even Bohemian Rhapsody, they showed it right off the bat. They weren't like, oh yeah, by the way, he did drugs and he has AIDS. Okay, bye. That was respect. Respect was like, hey, she has a drinking problem and this is a conflict now. I'm like, where did this come from? Maybe there was a subtle nod to it, but not really. And they bring up like her boyfriend was really mean to her, who was also black. I'm not trying to be racist or anything. I'm just trying to say like they usually in these movies it's a white man. Usually it does, and that's racist. Why would it be white man if it's not? If it, stick true to the source material. But was being right, and they just brought that up. Like, oh yeah, by the way, her boyfriend's a dick, and it was like, and it more seemed to be like something that she realized too, like false memories. But I don't know, it was weird. I mean, it would still surprise me. Queen and Country Volume 4. Apparently, this is like a spin-off. Like, it was like, not spin-off, it was, like, origin story type thingy. It's like, spin-off of these characters. It wasn't, like, continuing the story from Volume 3. So, apparently, Volume 3 was the last one, chronologically. Apparently. I don't know. Like, it was a prequel. Like, how, that's what I meant to say. Like, how Star Wars, they're prequels after the first 4 movies. The first 3 movies, sorry. The original trilogy. That's kind of like what they did here. It was kind of weird, because I don't remember Volume 3 ending like a super good ending or anything like that. They have, like, novel entries, like, not graphic novel, like, actual novels. But, yeah, other than that, that was it, apparently. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Day Tripper was as good as I remember it being, and I'm glad I read it the second time. It's one of those, because I hadn't read it in a long time, and it was one of those books that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I remember that. I remember a lot of what happened in it, but some things like I thought this would happen, it didn't happen, and vice versa. Green Arrow Year 1, much better. I have no idea. A lot of these are gonna hear the same thing about me saying the same thing about them. But I don't know what the hell I was on to not like it the first time. And it was much better, and I highly recommend it. And that's another book I got put in. It's another book by Andy Diggle, The Losers. Apparently that's supposed to be good. Now that I like Andy Diggle's writing, I'll probably read that one. Wonder Woman Volume 4, I think it was. Just showing that that's the best run of Wonder Woman I've read so far. I haven't read a whole lot of Wonder Woman, so. Promethea was pretty good. It's kind of weird, and you kind of feel like it's an Alan Moore book. It's just like if it was, I can see a lot of people being disappointed by this book because Alan Moore's name is on it, and that's Alan Moore, and then you get this weird ass book that's kind of like nothing that he would ever write, but it was still good. I still liked it. But again, it was like it's no Watchmen, it's no Swamp Thing, it's not even like, it's just kind of like his very forgettable book. Like, it's gonna be in the dollar section or the bargain bin section of your comic book store if they even have those books anymore. They have like a hardcover version. That won't be in there because that's the hardcover. But other than that, yeah, that's gonna be in your bargain bin. But it'll be a welcome surprise. Like, oh yeah, I was surprised with that book. Even though I paid like $3 for it, and I was pleasantly surprised. Underwater Welder. This is the Jeff Lemire one I knew nothing about, and it was such a good book. And it just proves that Jeff Lemire is one of the best names in comic books today. Guardians of the Galaxy, the all-new Guardians. Sorry, dog is running around. How about I take care of her right now? I hope I don't. I'm stuttering. I hope I don't. Like, I have to give her like her cookie for when she goes to bed. Like her midnight snack, if you will. All new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, thank God it's over. Did not like it. It's just too different, but not different enough. Like, it was all new, but like it wasn't different enough. And just the characters did not feel like the characters that were in the Brian Michael Bendis series, or even the much acclaimed Andy Lanning, Dan Abnett series. It just felt like it was Jerry Duggan's version, but it doesn't have to like. You still have to make them the characters seem like the characters that we've been reading since whenever. You can't just make up your own version of the character. Again, it's all new, all different. So I should have known, but it was just like the changes weren't. It was just like he didn't understand the characters. That's what it was. Not that they're different. This is my take. No, you don't understand the characters fully. But he does. Like Gamora feels like it was weird. It was weird. I think the best way to put it is it's off-putting. Something felt off, and I don't know what it was because the characters do kind of act like they do, but they also seem different. You know, they don't seem the same as they were from the series that came before it, Brian Michael Bendis' series. That's chronologically the series right before it, this one, and doesn't feel like it was continuing on from that series, which it should have been. Teen Titans Volume 3 is a book that I just want to say, it's just like, I know it's bad, but there's something about it that makes me want to keep reading it. And I don't know what it is, because it's pretty boring. It's not all that interesting, but I guess it's interesting enough. It has the slightest amount of interest in the book that makes me want to keep reading it. I don't know what it is. But, again, it's not, like with Blue... Actually, no, like with just like that one, I wouldn't mind if they didn't have the next volume, which I think they do, they should. But if they don't have the next volume, I'm not going to be too angry. I'm like, okay, that's cool, I don't care, on those things. Certainly not going to look for it myself, even if they're all for $1. Like, all 5 volumes are $1 at my local comic book store, I'm still not going to get it, because I can spend that $1 off or it's to save that $1, Astro City, whoopsie, I didn't get volume 2, oh no. Yeah, I didn't like it that much. It was a little bit better, but you just heard me sarcastically saying I forgot to grab volume 2. I'm kind of angry, but not too much. What was the American one? What was the American one? What if I write it like I should know what it is? Oh, duh! Oh, it's the omnibus one. American Vampire. I got the omnibus, so you should know that's a very, very good book. And it's another one of those books that I came back and I was like, why didn't you like this? Like, I was talking, like talking to past self, why didn't you like this book? This is actually good. What were you on to not like it? I guess I was expecting it to be, like, a good, like top level, I guess. Like, better than anyone could have written, I guess. I don't know why, because I go back to these books and I'm like, I actually like this. What the hell were you on to not like it, Talking to my past self. But yeah, it's one of those things. I'm a little distracted. Okay, We 3 was a lot better. And again, Sandman, the book that I've tried to pick up several times and never got into it, I'm into it now. Okay. I'm into it now. And it's one of those, it's such a surprise too, because I just, for the longest time, if you told me what what an overrated book was, I would instantly say Sandman. I can't snap my fingers, hopefully you heard that. I would instantly say Sandman. Instantly. Without a beat. Without skipping a beat, I would say Sandman. That's my most overrated comic. And now I'm like, is it though? I mean, it still is. Like, Fables and Reflections, I will never go back and read again. If I'm doing a read-through of Sandman, I'm going to skip Volume 6. Always will skip Volume 6. Fables and Reflections. But this most recent volume had everything in Sandman that I liked. Everything. Except for a couple of things, but mainly everything I wanted. It was interesting, and it wasn't just all about the, like, dream and all those guys. It wasn't just, like, fantasy elements. No, it was other things, too. And it had a very, very, very interesting mystery that kind of had a disappointing ending, but the more it was one of those things, the more you think about it, the more it's actually good. Like, you realize, oh, that's what it was going for. Nice. That's actually a much better ending. And then an unexpected ending, too. But not one of those, oh my god, it's a twist. No, it's like unexpected, like, oh, I get it now. All-Star Batman Volume 2. Very good. It's, again, one of them was like 47 pages. And it did feel a bit long, but I was like, wow, I'm already on page, like, 30 or whatever. I only have 17 pages left. And it wasn't like, oh, I have 400 pages left. It feels like I've been on page 200. I've only been, no. Very fast-paced book. And Scott Snyder, can we get this Scott Snyder back, please? Like, come on. It wasn't that long ago either. It was DC Rebirth. That wasn't too long ago. No one changes that much that quick. Apparently, I think it's just one of those things where he was held back by DC, and then when he's not, that's when you get crazy Scott Snyder, Justice League, whatever the hell, or Batman Who Laughs, which I do want to read, but I heard it, like, it's just too much. It's too much. Like, I get this one, I get this one. Oh, no, I forgot that one. I get that one's a prelude. Oh, this one's a prelude to the prelude. Like, why? Can you just have one series, like, one, like, omnibus, where it's 1 through 45? I wouldn't mind that. Just don't do Dark Knight's Death Metal, then Death Metal Choir, then Death Metal Alpha and Omega. You know, that's what it is. And then Batman Who Laughs. Oh, wait, you forgot the prelude to Batman Who Laughs. You should have known. You know, that's what I'm not getting to the series. And then it's not all. It's just like, I heard it's like really convoluted and he's bringing too much into it. When back in the day, he wasn't like that at all. He would tell a straightforward story. An All-Star Batman and Robin, All-Star Batman. If I said Robin, I did not mean that. All-Star Batman is a straightforward story. Fables, another big surprise. I actually liked it, but it was after. It does take a long time. Like Nearman Condition said, it takes a little bit to get into it. The first hardcover, I did actually like, but the second time reading it, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna. But then it got good after the second volume. It was a little bit into the second volume, so it was probably like the fourth softcover volume. Again, hardcover has 2, soft covers in 1. Lady Killer might just be one of my favorite comics I've read in a long time. I might just buy it myself if I had the money. If I had money to burn, I would buy that. But I don't. I already have 1,000 books I need to get. But it's one of those books I'm like, I kind of want to own it. Like have it in my collection. But I don't need to. But it was just so. It had a bit of a disappointing ending because everything was really good and it was like a really good. It wasn't even a mystery. It was just a very like interesting story. Like it kept your interest. It like took on this wild ride. It was insane. And then the ending was just kind of okay, but it was very rushed. It was like, do you not have enough room? I wouldn't mind if it was 50 pages, like a double-sized finale. But I think it was just the normal 25 pages. I wonder if she didn't get Nev's Joelle Jones. And it's kind of ironic because Wonder Girl also got canceled before she could finish the story. But I don't think it was like that. It seems like a series that would be, the sales would be good in it, with it. And finally, The Hive by Charles Burns. So damn good. I knew nothing about the writer, nothing about the series, and both blew me away. Like with Lady Killer. You know, a lot of these, I don't think there was anything I didn't like, except for, what was the other one? Oh, except for Astros. Even Astros, Guardians of the Galaxy. That was the only one I didn't like out of all of these. And Witch Hunters, and Astro City were the only ones I didn't like. And to get a little bit of Astro City. I'll probably be getting Volume 2 next time. That was a bunch of things to talk about. But now I have a bunch of books to read. So, that is it. 30 minutes. It's, a TV special. It's exactly a TV show would be a half hour. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to get for comic calls. It's probably be Newberry because we're back to the old grind, if you know what I mean. If you've been watching my channel, you know what I mean. But my cousin does too. But that's it.